لله رب العالمين صلى الله وسلم على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. Inshallah, tonight we're going to go through some of the issues of al-fiqh, which has to do with inheritance. And we have covered a lot when it comes to inheritance. But just to review with you some of what we have covered so far. We said that inheritance in Islam has certain rules and regulations. And there are those who can inherit and there are those who cannot inherit. Those who can inherit, the ulama, they mention if they are related by lineage. If they are related by lineage. Like, for example, the father and his children. These are related by lineage. So, the father can inherit from his children, and his children can inherit from him. I'll give you an example. For example, the father dies. He leaves a wife, he leaves a son, and he leaves a brother. The wife, because of the presence of a child, she gets 1/8. And then the son gets everything. The brother is blocked by the son. The son, he blocks the brother. Another scenario, we have the father who dies, he leaves 2 wives. And he leaves a son and a daughter, a brother and sister. The 2 wives, they share 1/8. They share 1/8. Then the brother and sister, they share the inheritance. The son gets double of his sister. For example, if it's $150,000, he gets $100,000, she gets $50,000. The uncle and aunts, they're blocked by the son. They're blocked by the son. Another scenario. The father dies. He leaves 4 wives. And he leaves 1 daughter, 1 brother, 1 sister. So we start with the wives first. We give them 1/8. All of them, they share 1/8. Whether it is 1 or it is 2 or 4. Doesn't matter. طيب. Then we have the daughter. The daughter, if she doesn't have a brother with her, or she doesn't have a sister with her, she gets half of the inheritance. She gets half. The rest goes to the brother and sister. As you see here, the daughter does not block them, only the son. The son blocks them, but the daughter does not block them. So in this case, the uncle gets double of his sister. Another scenario. Now, we have the son who dies. The son dies. Then he leaves a son and a daughter. Then the father, who happens to be their grandpa, let's say grandpa and grandma, because of the presence of the children, they will get 1/6 each. Or else they get 1/3. So they get 1/6, and then the rest of the inheritance goes to the son and daughter, and they split it. The son gets double share of his sister. The uncle is blocked by the son. Uncle and aunts. And their children, the cousins also, are blocked. And those are called the blood relations. They're called the blood relations. Because in inheritance, you have 3 categories of heirs. 3 categories of heirs. The first one, they're called Ashab al-Furud. Ashab al-Furud. Ashab al-Furud are shareholders. Those are the ones that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala specifically mentioned them in the Quran. And He mentioned their share in Surah An-Nisa. For example, He mentioned the husband and wife. So, we start with the husband. The husband, if he doesn't have any kids, his wife dies, she did not leave any offspring, they don't have no kids. In that case, he gets half of the inheritance. But if they have a child, it doesn't matter, son or daughter, his share shrinks. And that's what the ulama call al-hajb al-juz'i. Because al-hajb, you have al-hajb al-kulli and al-hajb al-juz'i, partial blocking. And there's total blocking. طيب. Now in this case, there is a partial blocking. Because there is a son, there is a daughter. So his share shrinks from 1/2 to what? 1/4. 1/4 is the husband. From 1/2 to 1/4. طيب. Now we're going to go to the wife. If there is 1, 2, 3, or 4 wives, it doesn't matter. If the husband dies and he does not leave any children, then the wife or the wives share 1/4. So they get 1/4. If there are no kids. If there are kids, how much?
1/6.
No, 1/8.
1/8.
They get 1/8. طيب, are you with me?
Where does
No.
where does the rest go? If the husband dies and he has no kids and there's wives.
Very good. Okay, now, if a husband dies, he leaves only wives. Let's say he leaves 2 wives, 3 or 4 wives, no children. If he has siblings, they inherit the rest. Okay? Because there's no one to block them here. There's nobody. Okay, if there's a son, he will block them. If there is a daughter, she gets 1/2, and the rest goes to them. They split it. If there are none, Let's go to the extreme scenario. None. Scholars have differed on this. Some of them, they said the rest of that inheritance goes to Bayt al-Mal, the Muslim treasury. Others, which is more correct, and Allah knows best, that it goes back to the heirs, because they are more deserving of it than anyone else. You see, like for example, a man dies, he leaves 4 wives. The 4 wives, they got their share. How much is their share? No kids. 1/4. Okay, the rest goes back to them. If there are no other heirs, the other heirs, they're called ashab ulul arham. Ulul arham. Ulul arham are the blood relations, like the uncles and aunts and cousins. These are called the blood relations. Ulul arham. طيب. Now, as you see here, we have ashab al-furud, those that Allah has given them a specific share. Like I gave you the example of the husband. He gets half if there are no kids. He gets 1/4 if there are kids. The wife gets 1/4 if there are no kids. She gets 1/8 if there are kids. You see. Then we have the father and the mother of the deceased. Okay. Now, the father and the mother, if there are kids, we'll give you a scenario. A man dies. He leaves a wife. He leaves a son and a daughter. And he leaves a father and a mother. Okay, let's start with the wife first. Because of the presence of the offspring, we're going to give a 1/8. Then we're going to go to the father and the mother. Because of the presence of those kids, and the son is there, then we're going to give them 1/6 each. 1/6 goes to the father, 1/6 goes to the mother. The rest goes where? To the son and daughter. The son gets double of his sister. The siblings, the aunt and the uncles, they don't get anything. Their children, they don't get anything. Why? Because we have a male. We have the son here. The son blocks them. You see? So basically you can say that ulul arham, the blood relations, they get whatever is left. After the shareholders take their shares. Shareholders will be like the grandparents. Okay, the mother and the father. The husband and wife, the daughter. These are the shareholders. Because Allah mentioned their share specifically in the Quran. Unlike the son. The son, we call him من العصبة. من العصبة. العصبة are those who inherit by agnation. Okay, I'll give an example. Maybe you may not understand this term, agnation. So it needs to be explained. طيب, let's give an example to the father of the deceased. Okay, a man dies. He leaves a wife, a daughter. He leaves a father and a mother and a brother. Are you with me? طيب. Now, we're going to start with the wife. The wife, we're going to give her 1/8 because of the presence of the child. The daughter, we're going to give her half. Because if she doesn't have a brother with her, she doesn't have a sister with her, she gets 1/2. طيب. Then the mother, we're gonna give her what? 1/6, and the rest goes to the father. So now the father here, he inherits by agnation. He takes everything. Is that clear? He inherits by agnation. We're going to give an example of the son. A man dies, he leaves a father. Right? He leaves a son. He leaves a father and a son. طيب. Now, in this case, because we have the father and the son, which one is much closer to the deceased? The son. Okay, so the son is the first priority. Look how Islam takes care of those who are much closer than those who are further, a little bit further. You see? So what happened here? The father, how much do we give him? 1/6. The rest goes to who? The son takes everything.
What?
Huh? There's no wife. Did I mention a wife?
No wife.
No wife. No wife. So he inherited by agnation because he took everything. He doesn't have a specific share. Not like his sister. His sister, she gets 1/2 if she does not have no competitor. You have nobody to compete with her. If there is a sister, they share 2/3. طيب? 2/3 if there are two sisters. طيب? But if there's a son and there's a daughter, in that case, the son gets double of his sister. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us all al-ilm al-nafi' والعمل الصالح. الحمد لله رب العالمين. صلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. جزاكم الله خير.